Duncan Shield, Man of the Year?
I voted.
Man of the Year?
Well,
Neat.
the year's quite short thus far.
Right, good points. Yeah, we're like April tomorrow.
Almost.
That's, you say, quite short. We are booming through 2019.
And ENCE as well, I suppose. You know, this is not necessarily a breakout year because last year they were taking all the steps in the right direction, like the Desk was alluding to, that these guys are a real threat right now. These guys are a top contender, and the fundamentals that they have brought and taken the steps with Alu as the lead veteran here, they're definitely a squad to be scared of. And on the other side of things, Zaiwu, currently the highest rated player in the tournament off his performance yesterday, another prodigy that's been unraveled to us in recent times. So there's a lot of scary names, and the new era of Counter-Strike is definitely upon us.
Zaiwu has to hard carry this game as well. He did yesterday, and they didn't really need it. They were pretty much winning the entire time, but it's a bit different now when you really look at ENCE coming up against them. The favorite, arguably, in this event, based on how they sit in the seedings, I would still say Na'Vi is where I would lean, just based on the experience and the wealth of games they've played over top of it. But I say that, ENCE is certainly no stranger to Counter-Strike in 2019, by far their busiest year. As Alu already back out toward A main, Deagle in hand, stack up inside of the A site, just one player over toward B, that's NBK. Shots out from Alex, the Brits among the French. Aerial already inside of the sight. Sergey doubling up, and ENCE again looking explosive. Sergey finds a third, assisted by Aerial. Those two do all of the work to open up the site, and MBK doesn't even think about it. Back away, son, and he will do exactly that.
What a mauling that was. Absolute carnage on the A-bomb site there. Blink and you miss it type action as the star Vitality we're hoping for after winning that knife round and getting the opportunity to select the CT side. I did mention that Zaiwu is the highest rated player in the tournament. No surprise, he is the highest rated player in the last 3 months for Vitality on this map, but by quite a stark contrast. If you compare him to the rest of the players on his team, there's a big gap between his rating and everybody else's. When you look over on the ENCE side of things, as Alexi B finishes off MBK there, Alu and Alexi are very close in terms of rating. And they're the top 2 rated players respectively, Alu number 1, Alexi number 2. And then they swap positions as far as opening duels are concerned. So look towards those two to be setting the pace. We know that Alexi B takes matters into his own hands when the T-side of rounds get a little bit gritty. He likes to be an in-game leader who gets the information, gets up close and personal, and we'll see a scout in the hands of MBK. Everybody else staying relatively modest with their purchase. And towards the middle, we'll be taking a little bit of a prod, and wow, X7 loses his head very early.
That was ridiculously great. I blinked and all I saw was a body falling to the ground.
Well, the AXQ will still ensue, and there's nobody over towards that bomb site for Vitality to put a stop to this bomb going down. The rotation through CT spawn will be there momentarily, but locked on out with only pistols in hand. The UMP has been scavenged from top middle from X7's cold, dead corpse, but still a difficult round to get back into here.
Try and work his way back around. UMP in hand. RPK. He has Alexi B. They've got a 4-on-2. This is winnable. Sergey has to back off inside of Palace to try and get a safe angle, not to overcommit to the fight. And it's A main for his teammate in Alu. Zaiwu spotted. Headshot shows. Just takes it clean off, does Sergey. And that means Alu can sit back further. This buys them more time. Tap on the quick bomb. Apex to put a Molotov out. Alu's got to run forward, but run forward he shall. He's still left alone. 1-on-1, no kit. He's secured the round. But it's an expensive one, I have to say, as ENCE go 2-0, but only one player surviving.
Yeah, NBK, the only man in the round. As with the bomb goes Alu. So, even still, Vitality holding on to the scout. I mean, that MBK didn't buy that in vain. Lots of damage done. ENCE taking a while to actually buy up here. Eventually it comes through as freeze time ticks on down to 0. So it is a late one. They have to decide what tactic they want to go for, right? Do they want to just go with the AKs and take the jewels? Do they want the utility to try and do a set piece? It appears the firepower has been prioritized. Both teams have a relatively similar buy. Galil and Scout are the only two which you would say are suboptimal purchases at this point. Looks like an early B lean right now as ENCE have 2 players watching the B side of the map. Never mind, they're falling back just as I say that, and it looks like it's going to be a late mid-take. Sergey is listening over towards a ramp, and look at this, MBK's pushed all mid. He's getting very aggressive. He might actually get a timing. Look at the tag on Aerial, who was scampering on back, so they know that mid is definitely not a position of threat.
He's almost unlucky to get that tag, considering all he previously was the head. ZywOo, though, will get Sergey down. That opens up the round, the first kill of the gun round. Vitality looking for something to work with. MBK back out to where he found the shot spectacularly on X7 last time. Goes back for more. Aerial, meanwhile, swings back around. I think we've got the Chinese commentators beside us on the other game. Yeah, that sounds far more exciting than a few people walking into the site with smokes down.
Heating up over there, it sounds, but ooh, Alu. He's going to get taken down by
Yeah,
MBK
that was
Scout.
Op versus Scout. And it's NBK showing spectacular style with it this evening. Yesterday, remember, he had a massive whiff on an Op that cost them a round to Nex. He looks to make amends with that today.
It's kind of like we're at the Olympics, you know, where all the different commentators from around the world are sitting next to each other.
Yes, and you can hear them in the background.
Yeah.
That happens in hockey quite a lot, too.
Adds to the ambiance,
But I think in F1 you get that every now and then, depending on the track. Because not all the tracks have updated enough pit facilities to have commentary boxes that are individual.
Sure.
So they just have a media room. And
Okay.
they're all working out of the same room. And you just can hear the Italians specifically going nuts.
There are
Not so much in the last few years. Sorry, Ferrari.
certain languages, they do just seem to yell a lot.
Ferrari starts 1-2 today. Actually, starts 1-2 in like the next half hour.
Well, that's the scoreline here, and there's going to be an AX coming in. ZywOo over towards Ticket. He's going to be the main member to stop. He's seen them. He's thrown a bit of counter-utility with the Molotov. Apex looks to be the first one to find the kill from Connector, and they've really held them at bay here, but Sergey's still going to get that kill, and that is the main man on this A defense being taken down. Apex has to find a lot more here. Aerial has picked up the M4. He's going to push forward with the flash. He's going to get one. That's almost a second. They're spamming it down. Aerial with a big round as Apex eventually puts a stop to his path. He has to do even more as two players from ENCE are standing tall, trying to fight him, trying to stop this retake. And Vitality did a good job on the scrappy buys. ENCE have said, hold my beer. They want to show him how it's done. MBK continuing on the scout. But this round, it feels impossible right now as the veteran has found himself between a rock and a hard place, and he's ended up in both. And it's bounced right back. The very simple round here. ZywOo uncharacteristically going down without a kill. Vitality have to decide if they want to take an eco. And it's very dangerous here. So, have you seen the Mighty Ducks map?
Yeah, obviously.
Have you seen Mighty Ducks 2?
Yeah, I don't remember it as well, but yeah.
That's the one where they make like the Olympic squad.
Right,
And
yeah,
they
and
bring in-
Iceland beats them because they don't
Yeah.
want to ever admit that Canada could possibly beat them.
And then they bring in a figure skater.
Yeah, to coach them?
Kenny Wu.
Yeah.
No. He's
and
a
then he's on the
little
team,
Asian
that's right.
kid, right?
That's right, yeah.
So there's a scene from that movie where the commentator of the match goes, woo, 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 Kenny Wu. I was wondering if you could maybe do the same for me with ZywOo at some point.
Woo, 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 ZywOo.
Yeah, I'm feeling it. I don't know if it would work.
Do you know what I'm worried about? Is when we go to arena stadiums, and you know how like smooth,
Yeah.
X7? It's going to be that whole Ric Flair like, woo! That's going to be ZywOo's.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, but it's going to be annoying mid-seat like round.
Yeah, that's true.
It's already annoying enough.
Well, the Americans are the ones who do it, and we already know how annoying they are, so.
No comment.
I said America. Sorry, I should have said the people from the United States.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
But
I
no
didn't
comments.
want to throw you in with them. I'm sorry.
No. I just, we make fun of them enough.
All right. Well, this one, as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, is all sewn up here. X7 will grab another kill with that Mac 10. These kind of rounds where the low buys come in, occasionally they can get exciting, but more often than not, they're a relatively clean sweep, as LPK will be finished off there. They only lost the Mac 10 of X7. So things are looking quite easy for ENCE in the opening stages here. Round number 6, the score is 4-1. MBK continuing to be on this scout. I'm not sure how I feel about this continuous buy. Has he been playing a lot of wingman? Who knows? But
Yeah.
let's see how this transpires. Top mid smoke being thrown from Alu there. They're going for a faster mid approach than what we saw previously. Up towards connector, all the bases. ABC Counter-Strike being thrown out here.
Tactical strike, yeah, tons of them thrown out toward the window to see who they could find on the other side. No one was there. 4-1 for ENCE, and all guns seem normal aside from that scout. There's one on either side of the map, though, so perhaps that levels them back out. Negates the fact that each team have to use it. As NBK gets up toward the top of the E-box stairs. I say E-box, there used to be another change that I welcome. 2 E-boxes in that position.
Yes.
You get to jump up on top of them.
A bit more awkward as this execute actually has awkward timing for Zywoo. He's dropped back, he's been able to get one, but can he get more? Yes, he can. Can't reach the third.
It's going to be Sergey, though, that pulls back onto Zywoo. Oh, get a touchdown thrown at him. He still has a chance if he could find the next kill fast enough, but they push the smoke. And that's the right decision. Why would you give him a chance to reset after getting the shot towards CT? Jump in, take him down 4-2, and how's the money looking on the ENCE side? Decent enough for an AWP immediately out by Alu.
Do you feel, obviously, ENCE made it a lot further in the major than Renegades did, and they took down bigger scalps in the likes of Liquid and Na'Vi. But you feel that they're in a similar boat in terms of every win that they have at a level like this on LAN against opponents. Obviously, Vitality are another team in a rebuilding phase, another team trying to embrace the modern era of Counter-Strike with veterans and new blood. But it just keeps legitimizing them, right? Like, it feels like, prove it to us. That's kind of my thought process still in a way. Obviously, they're legit. Obviously, we've seen them do fantastic things, but it's like, prove it to us. Prove it to us that it wasn't just a once-off. And now,
and that's exactly what I was saying last game when we were discussing that theory. I mean, for me, Blast Pro is a great sample. You did reference that point, tying with Liquid, winning most of the other games. Yeah, that says to me that they're in the mix, and they're a team that everyone now has to look out for. And much to the dismay of Liquid, I'm sure, who lost to them at the major and then tied them at Blast. But it's yeah, I still want more. It's not enough from, a great run. The way that the majors are heavily weighted in that HLTV system as well, you can have a great run and suddenly emerge near the top when you weren't even in the top 100 before if you wanted to. So, yeah, I want more. I want more. That's all I want. Please, sir.
This format,
I want some more.
Fantastic for that. We've got Swiss best of 3 the whole way through. So we're going to get a lot of matches of Counter-Strike going on. So every game that they continue to perform on and deliver on. Yesterday they only won 16-11, 16-13 over Spirit. So not the most convincing. It was a 2-0, but it wasn't a stomp. So we do have a lot of damage exchange. There's only 20 seconds left on the clock. They're going back towards A here, and Zywoo's got one big kill. This could stifle this.
BK back around. Good find. Follows it up. Alexi was low, so that one was the easier of the two. But not done yet, because Ariel has some ground to work on. Doesn't like to push directly into connector. Alu's back toward A main. He's going to rotate it around, try and save the op, get inside of Palace. I thought maybe they'd give it a crack. Just given that the bomb was down to A main, you might have thought they were forward enough in the site. If they could have pushed connector, they might have been able to win that on kills. Bomb plant was out of the picture for a while, but now it is 3 rounds for Vitality. Alu has the op saved. Not really this time enough to buy, so it's on to Deagles instead. For the Finns.
And no one's really stabilized the economy thus far. We've seen a bit of argy-bargy, a bit of back and forth, and still a very dangerous chance for ENCE. They jump on out middle. MBK, the wall from range, is going to find 2 big kills, but eventually it's all evened out at a 3v3 situation. Still so much time on the clock to work with. This round has kicked off with a bit of pace. So now it becomes down to the mid-round decision-making. Who's going to push? Where are the tiers going to congregate to attack? And is Alu able to find anybody else in this round lurking? So again, X7 have 2 smokes. We're on board right now with one of those members taking a couple of pot shots over towards B. He'll disperse with that smoke, which is trying to keep the rotations honest because he is low. The smoke means that there could be more players coming. You can see how close Alex is over towards that vent room, and now Sergey's having a shot. So if Sergey can get onto the side, if he can get a kill onto Zywoo, an avenue could be open. We can see mid is possible at this point, and Zywoo is on an island, so frag goes down, that bomb site is open.
Yeri Salo, is that how I say Sergey's name? Salo's correct, because he's Mika Salo's son. There's got to be, like, what, 2 Salos in Finland?
Yeah,
Exactly.
maybe 3 at most.
Oh! Sergey doubles it up. RPK gone. Zaiwu and RPK both fall, and now the advantage to ENCE. Bomb goes down on the site. Alu just has to follow on that example from the young man. Alex tries to force him out by way of Molotov, but that gives a gap because smoke to extinguish it means Sergey now is visible. Spotted and taken down. Not done yet. Alu's on the AWP. 87 HP to work with. And he knows he's backed off. Pistol. Alu's tagged so low, it's not the AUG. The AUG would have done it. The AUG would have sprayed in and taken him completely out of the equation. He still might. Goes high, and he's got a kit. This should be the round of Vitality.
I don't know about you, Matt, but I feel like Alex overcomplicated the hell out of that round.
Jumping up super high at the end.
Yeah, obviously the AWP
Pistol
is,
on low HP.
It's quite precarious, very scary. But he did have time to reload. Maybe he thought that Alu would push him aggressively. Anyway, he still wins the round, so we've tied things up at 4 rounds each here. This is the map choice of ENCE. We will be moving on to Dust 2 as the second. Back to pistols. Just seeing what Sergey has been able to do with the Deagle. Maybe they can mimic some of that, as it will be an A execute. So lots of pressure applied to Zaiwu early. He really is just being left over towards this bomb site time and time again to do his absolute best. And here comes the execute. Smokes and flashes over. They're going to beat them before they land. They want to get the attack in. The MP9 striking early. Able to get one, but immediately traded. Apex is there to alleviate a little bit of the pressure, but the bomb will go down.
Alu's still holding it. CT just in time. He gets guns drawn. Sergey once more finds the shot at range. No assist to Alu. He actually got that one on his own against RPK, so I would thought maybe there would be some support for the man who planted the bomb. Apex reverse fire already. Jump made noise. Made noise. Put the smoke down. Made noise was key because they knew he was going toward the bomb. Sergey gets there before the smoke bloomed. But just like Orlando Bloom, he's fizzled out of his career. It's now going to be another round for Vitality, 5-4.
Yeah, those Pirates of the Caribbean movies were really the end of them, weren't they? So
They were.
as we look at this, we are 9 rounds in. We've had the bomb go down 3 times. We've had a round end in timeout where Alu saved the AWP. And we've had 5 rounds by elimination. So we've seen a bit of everything so far. Every round has been close, though, and just having a look at the scores, Sergey, 15 kills to his name, so he's putting in a massive haul right now. Look over on the other side of things. We've got MBK, Naiwu, and RPK, 8-8-7, 4 kills each for Apex and Alex. So they're spreading out their distribution a little bit more evenly early, and you can see that they are quite worried about this B bomb site. There's been several rounds where they've actually put a few players over, and this MBK push right now might catch X7 off guard. Also poking and prodding. There we go. X7 got the better of MBK on that push, so they were going to be able to cheat some players over towards A. No more. As Alex and RPK have both rotated that position. Maybe a bit of an overrotate.
7. Ooh, I didn't think that made it through the door.
That's a whoopsie daisies.
Yeah, it is, and he goes down. So the whole round of whoopsie daisies for him because it's now all dandelions. Alu's going to pull one back, though. As Apex drops, it's now him to look over toward the B site instead. That means we find ourselves back still in an advantaged situation until Woo Zaiwu.
No, save it, save
okay,
it, save
sorry
it.
about that. All right. I'll have to look it up so I can get the infliction right.
Okay.
I mean, the infliction of the word woo already goes down and up kind of like a slide, so Alex still gets Sergey. This gives the advantage back to Vitality, so it's traded who's had the lead in the round twice.
These mid to late rounds from ENCE have been very weird. It doesn't feel like they have a clear idea of what they want to do. Players are just kind of limping in one at a time and getting nailed. And now RPK with the silenced M4. You wanted to see more of him, Matt. That was your chance, and he's not going to get anything done.
Who gets Alex. So bomb to be planted, and as it was 5-on-4, then 3-on-4, then 3-on-2, it is now 1-on-2. It keeps swapping back and forth in the round. Does that indicate Zaiwu wins this? It's not looking likely with 30 HP, time dwindling, and a kit to work with, mind you. not great position to work out if no one gives themselves up toward the palace. He might get Alexi B, but that's about as far as I can see it possibly going. Gun barrel shows. He knows where one is, but the other's staring at him while he was looking. 5-5. 5-5 in the beehive.
Back and forth we go. It still feels like an economic tug of war. You can see the scores right here of each individual player, their kill, assist, and death charts. The money also on the extremities as a tactical pause will be taken from Vitality to discuss their options. Now, probably a big talking point right here is how much damage have we actually inflicted to this ENCE economy? Is it worth us buying again right now? Can we still get the stranglehold on this and attempt to run away with the half? Or should we finally concede? Should we do what the French do best and get that white flag up in the air?
Wow. Topical.
Is it still?
I like it.
Is it still topical?
I don't know. It's one of those things,
I
right?
don't know. I hear other
think it's
people
more
say
of
it.
a meme and a joke now at this point.
They're not really surrendering.
Nah.
They're still going to fight. They're just going to live to fight another day.
Yeah.
Sometimes that's the best option. So, it appears to be MBK. What is this stubbornness with the scout, my friend? I want to know what your secret is with this, because you keep delivering again. He just bends Aloe over and spanks him lightly on the tushy.
Sergey, though, catches out Zaiwu getting aggressive. 5-5 might turn into another for ENCE. Tap from Alexi, couldn't find much with it. Down to 15 HP. He's got to be somewhat careful. Fall off the angle. Alu gone, X7 on the op.
Just while we have this little lull in gameplay,
Lol.
Fnatic did end up
Omega lol.
taking the second map and
La 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 la.
2-0ing the series.
Wow. So they are done on the B stream now?
Yes, they get to go and have a lovely meal and a bit of a lie down. But we get to talk about the best game in the world, so...
Can a strike.
I was wondering what you were going to say. I was going to say, don't say
From
it.
Other Sons? Portal 2?
Yeah,
That was what I said when Alex did at the major. In the final, I was like, kind of out of place. But Alex was like, their favorite video game. I was like, don't put words in my mouth. It's the best esport, Alex. It's not my favorite video game. It's up there for sure. But I really have an affinity for Portal 2. I don't know why.
If Apex can use this Deagle to its
I thought you were going with Apex
efficiently...
Talking about favorite video games.
Well, he's got one. The Battle Royale's out of here, so there we go. The trade's going to happen now. A should be open. Ariel spins on a dime. He'll get that kill.
Nathan Schmidt coming back over, though. Scout just off the mark. Not this set. Oh, they turned off X-Ray exactly when he shot. I thought he actually hit it. But Sergey turns around to find him and take him down. Tricked me. Not twice, though. It's Ariel that gets the round 6 now for ENCE. 3 in a row. Good turnaround.
Will MBK buy the Scout again? That is the question on everybody's lips right here. Apex has enough to buy. Alex can do the same, but they will just go for a pistol upgrade. Kevlar's been purchased for Alex. CZ, Smoke, a couple of Deagles now being bought up, and MBK, look at it, he's done it again. Matt, what's going on? If Vitality win this series, I think Frankie needs to ask the question about the Scout rifle and its stubbornness, because he's been very effective with it, but at the same time, he's not going to have a good gun going into next.
No, but sometimes, you can be encouraged by your confidence. You're right, he's had some good early kills, but that doesn't necessarily justify buying it every round when you can strengthen yourself in the important ones. Sergey takes down Zaiwu already. Work out from Palace even still. Apex waiting inside of the site, looking for the off-angled shot, but it's Ariel instead that slides in. Alexi's going to take the initiative to push and clear the jungle. A little bit of overgrowth in the jungle, but he manages finally to chop down Alex.
So some clean rounds, or cleaned-ish rounds, finally being posted from ENCE, which has allowed them to build a little bit of a bank. Right now, the lowest balance is Sergey with 4,800. As he buys on in, that's trickled down to 50 bucks in the bank. So more than enough money to work with. If they do lose this round, they'll be able to buy in the consecutive. As we get underway here, MBK has the AWP. It's actually not in the hands of Zaiwu.
just waiting, hanging out, driving down the street. It's the same old thing that they did last week. You ever watch the 70 show?
Not religiously, so I wouldn't know the theme song. But one of the interesting things of this round, for me at least, is the fact that ENCE on their, I guess, gun rounds where they knew that there was going to be a low buy or an eco were quicker to take middle. Now that they know guns are in play, they're actually a lot slower, a lot more methodical. They use much more utility in clearing it, and they've already got the B bomb site. So Alexi right now is in limbo. This Apex push right here could be everything. X7 getting that should say the door is completely open. Alex is now lurking up through with the knife out. He is going to get a rude surprise.
Oh, is he?
Timing of that was perfect. Alex didn't check, so now it's all on ZywOo. Once again, we've seen him trying to retake this B bomb site. Once in a one-on-one situation. The 1-on-3 seems even more likely. Tag down. He should be finished up any second now as Aluzorp will do the deed.
8-5 and starting to extend a little bit on this T side.
Flexing a bit, huh?
Flexing. Getting swole. That's one I'm not really big on.
Getting swole?
Swole.
There's so many words like...
So swole, man.
The internet actually ruins the English language.
Oh, huge. It also ruins people's ability to spell because a little red line shows up. And then they just rely on the red line.
Alright, Vitality conservative in this one. They want to go for a proper gun round in the last. I'm going to feel a little bit frustrated if they have like a clean final round when everybody has everything. But a 9-6 half on the opposing team's map choice, not necessarily the end of the world. Once again, a relatively methodical mid approach, more than happy to take duels. You can see how much utility is left, not much at all. One grenade, one smoke grenade has been thrown from ENCE in this round. They haven't used anything else. They are being very quiet.
Quick little pop flash inside of the kitchen position. No one directly inside of the site. For that to greet, down below the window instead, not playing back by the van or at the jail position. Trying to get that crossfire set up with MBK. They have rotated it around. It was a boosted window, I should say, because suddenly RPK arrives in the map. He was underneath his teammate. He's underneath the ground now, put there by Aerial. Not carried by 6 men, just 1 AK. Alex holding still with the CZ. Has got a rotation from his teammate ZywOo, but he's gone. Aerial finally taken down, but X7 arrives on the case to make sure there's no further damage dealt. 9-5. Working 9-5.
So it's very strange that I've seen MBK AWP more in this game than what I've seen ZywOo. He's finally picked it up here. Eventually, he'll get a chance to use the big green. Now, I said that he is such a huge factor for Vitality on this map. The highest rated player by leaps and bounds, and second would be Apex, but right now ZywOo only has 10 kills. Apex only has 5. MBK actually leading around 11. Sergey has 19. He's been absolutely monstrous. Speaking of monsters, X7 with another kill to line up the scoreboard early.
Wow. Apex up the ladder. Sergey just in front. He knows he's there. You can hear him making all sorts of racket. Mortimer's going to have to be quiet. Alexi's going to take down MBK, though. Brings it back to a level score. Alexi still wants more. Deagle bait. Back to the off, but goes to the Deagle, expecting he was going to jump across. He absolutely had that part right. Just got the timing wrong. It's all on the Aerial, 1-on-2, but it's caught by ZywOo.
That round's an observer's nightmare. Action was all over the shop at the exact same time, so a little bit difficult to see what was going on. But similar to a lot of ENCE's rounds, they were allowing their individuals to instinctually go for duels, cause a ruckus, as you put it, and make life very difficult on every single individual of Vitality, because as you're watching your line, as you're preparing for your position, if somebody else in the team is in a duel, communication is coming in. You're processing that information while still trying to focus on your crosshair. If somebody dies on your team, you're thinking about what the next logical rotation is. So your attention's being drawn away from your job of holding a spot on the map. You're able to stabilize and grab 6 to close things out. The longest streak of rounds just there was 5 in a row from the ENCE side to elevate them up to that 9 rounds. As we flick on over towards the CT side here, remember how we kicked off the half at absolutely blistering pace over towards that A bomb site from ENCE. Just obliterating that defense, and didn't really feel like they had to do anything special. The headshots all just came on in, so Buy will be coming on up as Alu does have a smoke. Alexi has 2 flashes and a kit. Alu hasn't bought anything else other than smoke, so he still has $500 residual. That might be a play to get the AWP up a little bit earlier, depending on how everything unfolds. And it is 5 sets of Kevlar as 4 players towards top mid for Vitality now. Ready to bust on out, and Alex over towards the B kitchen. So here they go.
They're still with the pistol, still trying to do everything he can, still just sitting back with the USP. Sergey's gotten 1. Apex did get a kill this time against Alexi. The last pistol round was remarkably one-sided in favor of ENCE. Alex gets 1 back.
B's open for business, that's for sure.
Absolutely it is, and Alex is going to push through. Sergey, he's there, but looking through the window. I'm not sure he's aware Alex is quite so close. A couple of shots, Alex won't take the bait, won't go in. But as he checks the door, Alex is perfectly positioned to shut him down. If he walks forward, you could even knife him in the back. As he looks toward bench, that confirms his attention is drawn that far back. Still, though, Alex doesn't want to act. He doesn't need to. Bomb planted. He'll wait and see what his teammates do. Instead, finds the first, goes in, gets the second. Well played.
Good round from Alex there. One of those interesting situations, and this is just, I guess, situational Counter-Strike, is when Apex decides to pick from that bench position, you kind of want a duel, right? If he sees something you want to pick so you can like trade him or you can both get the kill at the same time. But if your teammate's going to do that and give away a fight that he might not necessarily have to, just bait him. Don't throw away the round or a potential avenue into the bomb site just because somebody else wants to get a little bit too audacious. If you know you're playing something fundamentally sound, stick with it. So with a force buy from ENCE, they want to bounce right back into this. 2 players pushing the underpass. They're going to be able to clear that out quite quickly. Alu smoked out of position, and MBK watching the A play. So timing here is RPK's enemy. He's being noisy. They do know he's coming. One and 2. Can he get the block for the 3rd? He's going to tap away. Ooh, RPK has really put a stop to this force buy.
Banks' favorite player.
Close it down.
As Ariel goes through A main. He's got the CZ. Brilliantly done. Delivered by the tank. And it should convert this to 8. 9-8 would be our score as a result.
Oh, we have a game.
We do. Ariel's got game right now in this quarter, though. MBK never stood a chance. It's got a Galil picked up. Fall back to the site with it, but it's going to go over toward B.
Yeah, and they're legging it there. That's the thing. But Alu already knows what's up. He might be able to beat them there towards Kitchen, and that scout, considering the HP of Alex and RPK, he just has to tickle them with this. So he's in position. Whoa, in between the 2 of them. That's all she wrote, I think. The bomb will go down, the round will be over, and maybe saving these 2 weapons is a better call.
Yeah, it might be at this point in time. Missed his one and only chance to get the advantage. So RPK with all the work all inside of the underpass, or rather working back up toward the apartments from that position. Catches out the aggression of ENCE, catches out the round. What's your favorite Chinese delicacy?
Oh, I guess I only really eat westernized Chinese food.
I know, which is not even close based on walking around today.
Yeah.
I mean, based on being here before, I knew that already, but like if you just looked around the mall today, none of that's available where we are.
Yeah. I don't know. We had some really good authentic Chinese food when we were here last time.
Oh, so good.
I don't remember what.
Mine's the fortune cookie, which is very westernized.
Very westernized, yeah. I like, do you know what a prawn cracker is?
No.
I don't know how to really describe a prawn cracker. So I'll work it out, and then I'll get back to you.
Get back to me? All right, let me know. Report back.
It might not even be like Chinese, so that could be the problem. Maybe we just call them prawn crackers in Australia.
Yeah, probably Australian. Chad?
Might be a shrimp cracker somewhere else in the world.
Shrimp cracker, yeah. Well, Ariel's going to smoke himself inside of the connector position.
Okay, prawn cracker, also known as prawn chips and shrimp puffs, are deep-fried crackers made from starch and prawn that serve...
Can I see a picture of one?
Yeah.
Oh, I think I have maybe had one. They look like the wavy style. They're like...
They're quite crunchy.
Yeah, I think I've had those. Sergey sitting inside of the site with just the USP. Unfortunately, MBK's already invaded their territory, and he continues to try and do so. But X7 gets him down. It's ZywOo that once again becomes menacing. Only 13 kills today. I say that because yesterday he had 30 by round, what was it, 21, maybe even 19, something like that. He was well up there. I think it was round 19. The deep nade. Bomb planted. X7 has to consider holding on to that AK-47, and LXCB is already going to back out as well. Sees that only for him, less important, but wants to stay to protect his teammate and be there if he could trade and get the gun picked up again. Stays a little closer to connector, to be fair, because he's picked up a Galil now.
It's two decent weapons to carry through to the first gun round of the game. So, you can't be too unhappy with how these rounds have unfolded for ENCE. I guess the only disappointment is it's all tied up now at 9-9. Alu has enough money to get himself that AWP. So we're not going to see too many compromises made at all. Alexi's actually opted to upgrade that Galil into the AUG, so it's gone wanting. It's just going to be left at the spawn, on the floor. He doesn't want to touch that bad boy. RPK will be holding on to that MAC-10 where he did find success against the Force Buy. Galil for ZywOo. So, Vitality now. I want to go for mid-control. It's not straight off the bat. The smokes and flashes will land first, and they'll actually be flashed back out of position. And ZywOo will be able to cross. Aerial playing in the smokes here. We can see on board with him, more than happy to posture aggressively, and now he's pushing on up. Wait, he's been spotted. He's dinked down Alex. Alex is going to have to flash to sustain his life, to stay alive, because he's stuck in the huge shot from Alex there. The trade immediately from Alexi B's grenade. So, decent exchange in middle. And Vitality are ready for this B hit.
Seven. Waits to see if they'll enter in. They certainly will. Clever moves. Not quite enough to catch off ZywOo, but Alexi B is added to it, and that's out toward Catwalk. ZywOo gets inside of the department store. Unfortunately, it's not open for business today, and he's not looting. He's kicked out. Come back when they're open.
It is Sunday. That would actually be true in certain parts of the world. Shops aren't open on Sundays in some places like Germany.
So, that's true. They are still... You know what? I kind of miss when shops weren't open on Sunday. Do we really need Sunday shopping?
I think...
Well, here's the problem. Sunday shopping means the parking lots are still full, and that means it's harder to find places to do autocross. Go home and give us your parking lots.
I don't know what autocross is, and
it's like the most really grassroots form of motorsports.
Really scared to say that. So we will see Vitality before we get stuck into autocross. Be able to get another buy on the board here. ZywOo has the AWP. So I was talking about a couple of missions from their buy last time round because the Galil and the MAC-10 were carried over. This time round, it's only MBK on the Deagle. Surprised it wasn't a scout. And it's now taken back the lead, sitting at 10-9, round number 20, kicking off right here. So, at mid-approach, was saved completely by a huge shot there from Alex, who is lurking towards middle once again as the rest of the players are going towards A, but he's going to get taken down by Aerial this time, so... Gone 1-for-1 in exchanges in middle over the last two rounds. This time the CT is getting the better of the trade experience. And I'm curious about this AWP buy if they were just going to go into an A execute. I thought they'd let ZywOo work as bullet just rattles past.
What about Woo Woo Alu?
You've already done some cool with Alu. Let's give ZywOo a little bit of attention.
All right, maybe. RPK waiting down below and sandwich his teammate above and spraying light. He runs by, catches out Alexi, but Aerial's there. ZywOo to contend with. Alu's already gone. X7's there in time.
There's a bit of a phenomenon, I think, like when you have players left in those kind of situations. Every kill that they get, it kind of feels like it's charging them up for the next one.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
That confidence carries over. You know that you have nothing to lose as shots hit. It's like that simple clutch that we had at the major, you know, where he crosses, oh, you know, very well, where he crosses the CT spawn and has the 1v1. I think it was with X7.
It was with X7. Went for the op and the repeat. Didn't need to, but only Simple does that.
It would have been absolutely wild if he had pulled that clutch off.
It would have been, yeah, insane. Considering he had the, like, wits to go for the spray through the boxes with so little time to work with.
What just happened there?
ZywOo just wrecked Aerial all the way down middle with a couple taps from a P250.
Aerial had no idea that he could even be open from that angle, so ZywOo...
Okay, and he gets the gun for it. Look at the rounds.
Okay.
It's just falling apart now. One back from Alexi, that's it. ZywOo's got the range game in hand. RPK's been tagged down to 8. Nade should do it. Gets over top, takes him down, but Alexi's getting him from the grave because, as we know it, he's fallen to ZywOo beforehand. They now have the advantage. Gun down in the sight. MP9. Do they elect to try and get toward it? Not quite. Alex doesn't want to give up his position in Palace.
So many nades. Look at all these nades for the retake.
Is ZywOo really going to go for that?
Uh-oh.
That could be a problem. I think ZywOo's out of position.
He's got it. He's not going to stop.
ZywOo's close.
Oh
just
my
barely.
God.
Just barely. If he hadn't have tried to go for the massive rotation toward middle, that was done. He would have been able to get back out and get the spray in. I mean, sure, no guarantee he hits the spray, but he would have been there. That cost them.
Yikes. That is a bit of a...
And it's hard to call him out because he started the round with a P250. He gets the M4. He gets the kill inside of the site. Yeah, but it's almost one of those situations where you overthought it. It was going so well that you didn't keep it simple.
I could have gotten them definitely well and truly back in this, but now it all relies on this bite. Once again, taking the mid control, players coming through the underpass. But it is an aggressive A ramp push, so we can see all the information here that ENCE have just been able to get. They've cleared that out. They can leave Sergey close, and they can hedge their bets accordingly. Meanwhile, Vitality is still spending all their time clearing out middle. Little do they know, it's theirs for the taking.
Sergey back around. Tries to push up inside of the site, but Alu gets NBK instead. RPK gets Alexi.
Well, right now, with Apex bleeding internally, the key to this is ZywOo once again. Him in this window position, he's going to be offered a duel against Alu if he continues to scamper, and he will. So ZywOo trying to unlock the door on round number 22. We do have Sergey and Aerial in very awkward positions to clear. Roughly 35 seconds left on the clock. This is where they can find themselves in multi-kill territory. If they walk out with regular spacing, that might be a little bit troublesome, but ZywOo knows what's up. Back to RPK, he's going to go down. ZywOo with the immediate trade. Not expecting another one now. Apex on the low HP, finds himself in a 2-on-1 situation. X7 and Aerial only have to put a bullet in his direction. He's going to fall on over, and there it is. Round number 13 on the board for ENCE here. Surviving that eco appears to be a bit of a godsend for them as they look poised to take this map with relative ease. Losing that would have put them in a very troublesome position, but now getting it done, trading efficiently, good information players across the board. Feel like they're one step ahead of Vitality. And now they're 4 rounds ahead. A little bit of a scrappy buy though. You can see that X7 has a UMP. Sergey able to get the M4 up. It's relatively even in terms of the weaponry on the board right now. I guess MBK has to pick between a Galil with utility, a little bit of utility that is, or if he wants to get something else, I think it will be the Galil with the smoke and the flash. So the business end of this first map here in the last series of the day. I guess we're starting to hit regular hours now for our European viewers.
Yeah, welcome aboard. Well, good morning, everybody. It's, well, good afternoon.
Good morning to the Americans.
Good morning to the Americans. It is, yeah, 11 a.m. Eastern time. X7 is going to rotate back inside of the site, try and use the quad for protection. That's going to work for one. A second as well. Alexi actually got the first one out from under his gun. He helped him do it. His presence made it possible as Alexi takes down Apex and NBK. It's all onto ZywOo. He's got one already, but needs 4 more.
This is going to be a rough one to pull his way out of this, but time is one thing that is on his side. All 3 members of ENCE are in a similar line of sight, so to speak. Alexi now juking around the pillar. He may have picked an absolutely miraculous timing here, as Zayu is not going to be expecting him to be coming up on this van side at all. He's just missed him at every single turn, and oh, are they going to dance past each other in the night? Alexi has no idea. Oh, he's going to jump up and take down Zayu there at the end. And now Vitality have to go for another buy. They do have the money to do so. So they've been doing the mid-take, they've been harassed. You know, the only real round that they felt hugely dangerous in, other than the pistol, which they went on to win the force buy and then convert against those few saved weapons, was actually the P250 round from Zayu. So, you know, the rounds have been coming down to, you know, 2v3s, 1v3s, that kind of stuff. It's still been the ABCs of Counter-Strike getting through. Mid control will happen once again. Alex is going to be Molotov'd out of position. I have to go play behind the tap.
The scream, the one tap.
Yeah, well, we used to call it tap because there's a
little
tap
faucet.
There,
yeah.
Looks like a B hit though. The bomb we can see on the radar is already over towards that part of the map. Apex is going to take connecting control, and Alex is going to try and go up Cat. So pressure on X7 again.
And this time he's already lost Alexi B on Catwalk. That was exactly where he had the aid last time. Zayu gets X7 down as well. The round, the bomb, and a very good chance that Vitality can find double digits into their 10th round. Molotov thrown off into toward concession as well. At the cashier.
ENCE don't have to go for this map. They don't need to.
Don't need to at all, and I don't think they should, based on the position in middle as well. I mean, the body language suggests from Sergey that they're not. So he stays inside of the apartments the whole time.
It's the right play for sure. So they'll hold on to these 3 guns. Vitality will get up to double digits. I wonder if they'll hammer over towards that B-bomb side again, or if we'll see an adjustment from ENCE where they pick up a secondary orb and have a player more aggressively to the Hall's position, just so they can make sure they can't be executed on that in similar fashion. There it is. The double orbs come out. Alexi's picked it up. X7 has to be dropped to UMP by Sergey, and that's more than serviceable in a plethora of different positions on a map like Mirage. So let's see if Alexi takes that AWP over towards B. It appears to be true. Malu right now in middle, he's going to potentially be offered up a shot. No one's jumped across the line of sight just yet. Smoke's going to trickle onto Cat now. It comes down to timing, but close mid is Aerial. He's done in that position battling before, and he's going to come out on top of Alex again.
Great play from Alu to find Apex pushing up Catwalk as well.
I'm really impressed, Matt, with how quickly ENCE have adjusted. I theorized the fact that they might get a secondary AWP up, and they went exactly for that, so they can't be executed on, which happened 2 rounds in a row. And now from here, I was going to say it should be easy. Getting onto the A-bomb site, MBK making sure he's pushed on out already. This could get interesting.
I'm sure they all have that music kit on already.
If not, Natu buy it for them.
Oh, he will. After he buys his new house in the French Riviera. MBK with 1. It's going to be Aerial down. X7, no, doesn't respond.
Oh.
Alu needed to hit that shot. They're going to swing. He'll hit that one instead. 50 seconds, bomb down in his sights, in his grasp. Wants to cross over. That gives himself up, though, to MBK, but it puts him in the open for Alexi B. 15 map point for ENCE on Mirage.
Pause being taken immediately from Vitality. They know their backs are against the wall right here. Everybody playing at home. I'll give it to you one more time. Second round of the Swiss here in Shanghai for StarSeries Season 7. The loser of this match will go down to a 1-1 game tomorrow. The winner will go forward to a 2-0 matchup. Now, obviously the gravitas of this is nobody's through and nobody's out. But we are getting to see these teams put through their paces. We're getting to see them have their map pools tested, see where the individuals are at. And see where their comfort zones are, that's for sure. So, the tactical timeout has ended. The pause has trickled down, and so is freeze time. Buy again for Vitality. The AWP is out for Zayu. Will they give him a chance to work this time, or will they shackle him to a potential execute? And now they are quite passive because they have been harassed in middle several times by Aerial's aggression, and he is there yet again. Alu watching underpass. Oh, momentarily anyway. Now we reposition to connector. Area with back turn for flashes. And 3 members from Vitality are happy to pressure the B-bomb site where X7 is all alone with the UNC. When that smoke clears, Zywoo will be trained with the AWP, but he will have to deal with Alexi B before he can even take down X7 in that close quarter. Combat flash comes out. Alexi gets the better of him. Smoke can follow. And X7 can stay exactly where he is. Doesn't have to do anything at all. And Alexi B can rotate. No dramas. As eventually, again, Ariel gets the better of the mid-duel.
And with Apex drops, they get desperate for a smoke on Catwalk. That gives Alex a chance to at least get Ariel. Hopefully open up some ground because there's not much left in this game for Vitality, being down as they are. And Alex on 10 HP as well. And BK slowly working his way back out from the apartments. He's spotted Sergey through the bottom of the floor. Just RPK and Alex remaining in this game. Looking to conclude. So Mirage out of the way. ENCE with the win. Now he trades off RPK, and it's 10 HP against 2, and Alu finds that as well. Good start. Another win. Double digits for Vitality. I think that's reasonable considering the way ENCE have looked as of late, but at the same time, it's still not good enough.
Yeah, and considering that, I was alluding to the fact that Zywoo felt a little bit quiet, especially in that first half. Still managed to end on 24 kills, so...
Yeah, that's pretty impressive, actually.
Yeah, moving on to Dust 2, you look at the form of the players across the board here. I think the only one, who wasn't there was Apex, who's normally the second highest rated player for Vitality on this map. But this was, once again, the choice of ENCE. And I think when you play fundamental CS like they do, you expect to concede a certain amount of rounds, a certain amount of situations. The same thing can be said for a team like Astralis. So, par for the course.
Yep.
It's looking good for both teams as we move into Dust 2. I'm excited.
I'm excited as well. Dust 2 is a fun one. We ended on it last night. It's a little more open. It's a bit more of a brawl. We actually saw Vitality on it last night. Didn't really go their way, though, did it? You were probably in bed
Didn't
by
they win 2-0?
They did, but there was a couple of rounds that were pretty lackluster.
Okay.
It wasn't like it was the most clean-cut game.
Okay,
If it weren't
so
for
it's gonna get messy.
Zywoo, if it weren't for Zywoo,
Okay, so we have to look out for Zywoo doing more of what hopefully he just did.
24 kills and he was killing it.
He was beasting it up. So let's see if he can beast it up after the break and the analyst desk.
Cool, right? Want to know where I got it? Well, look, go to cs.money. It's a trade platform and a marketplace at the same time. Just choose, click, and get. Good luck, bro.
Case. Big update and new features in the case battles. Updated and convenient interface with new options. Up to 4 users can participate in one battle now. Create and customize your battles, any number and any type of cases. Choose the number of participants and invite your friends with a unique link. Watch the best drop and win everything. Don't miss epic battles on Hellcase.